So let's dive into 12 Stones. How did you meet the other members, and where did the idea of actually starting a band together come from?
Sure, yeah. There's a local music store here in Mandeville, Louisiana, that our original drummer, Pat Quave, he worked there, and Eric Weaver, lead guitar, he worked there as well. It was right near my house, so I used to go there as a broke kid and just play on all the instruments I could not afford.
Hmm.
I would always just mess around with some of my guitar ideas while I was in there, and it wasn't a super busy music store all the time, so Eric and Pat would come over and be like, "Oh, what is that you're messing with?" I'm like, I don't know. It's just a cool little idea. And then Eric would get a guitar and sit next to me and kind of add into it. And then Pat would jump up on one of the drum sets that was set up. And we just organically, we weren't friends before. None of us knew each other. I mean, Pat and Eric worked together, but that was the extent of any of our relationships. And so I would just come in a couple times a week, and then it turned into like, see you tomorrow. And it was like, all right, cool. And then one day, this kid comes in and he's like, "Do y'all sell bass strings?" And we're like, "Oh, a bass player. You play bass. Cool, man. Come check it out." And that was Kevin Darr, our original bass player. So that was the foundation. The four of us just in this music store, just kind of, we got to the point where we were allowed to stay after hours after the business closed, and that kind of turned into our like little rehearsals. And then we did that honestly for 6 to 8 months. We just did no shows. We just went in there and just played music together and kind of started writing songs, and then like, let's be serious and try to develop some stuff. And there were some local bands that were always playing shows. One was called Ground Fault, and they reached out to Pat, our drummer, and allowed us to come open up one of the local shows. So we knew we had to have a band name at that point. And none of us really thought we were going to be in a band. We just were like, this is something, it's a nice hobby. It's enjoyable to go hang out with these guys I didn't really know, and make music together. So then once that happened, we knew we had to have a band name, and we're like, all right, maybe we should give this a little consideration and take it a little more seriously.